morning, everybody. Glad you're with us. I'm Shannon Ogden.
And I'm Ann Trujillo. And our top story tonight, we're all about teachers. Thousands of them are planning to march at the state capitol over the next 2 days.
We're just 15 hours away from the first rally, and so many parents right now are scrambling to figure out what to do with their kids. Dougco and Jeffco schools will not have class tomorrow, and if you live in any of these other highlighted districts, your students will be out of class Friday.
So by now you know the why, at least from the teacher's perspective. Colorado's 46th in the country for teacher pay, 50th when you adjust for inflation. An average educator will spend $650 on their classroom each year. That's according to data from the state's largest teachers union. And when it comes to classroom funding, Colorado spends less on its students than all of its neighbors. Nebraska, Wyoming, Kansas, and New Mexico.
Few would argue that teachers are fairly compensated. I think it is fair to say that most of us want to continue to find more funding for education, and that we recognize that that is one of the key investments we can make.
Educators in West Virginia and Oklahoma got raises by marching on their state capitals this year. Arizona's teachers are planning a walkout tomorrow with similar goals.
And now here's why Colorado's marches are different. Lawmakers here can't fill all the gaps in education funding.
Denver 7's Sally Mamdouh joins us to explain why. Sally?
And Shannon, lawmakers tend to think that teachers are protesting at the wrong place. They say they shouldn't be taking up their concerns at the State House, but rather at the district, because unlike other states like Oklahoma, Colorado is in charge of setting teacher pay.
Education is a right.
Teacher walkouts have been receiving an overwhelming support from the public throughout the country. This father isn't bothered by his kids not having class Friday.
I support the teachers. I know, they're looking, they need more help. They need more assistance with programs. So ultimately, that's going to filter down to the kids, so I'm in favor of it.
But there's still a lot of debate on whether the walkout anticipated over the next 2 days would actually help teachers see a difference in their paychecks.
I think it's ill-timed and ill-placed.
State Rep Jim Wilson, who's on the Education Committee and has been an educator for 4 decades, says the walkouts are heading to the wrong direction. He says the issue in teacher pay doesn't lie at the Capitol, but with the districts.
In the state of Colorado, we do not have a state salary schedule. We allocate the money to the districts.
And that means the districts have complete control on how to spend the money. That's tens of millions of dollars being sent to the larger districts in Denver, Adams, Jefferson, and Douglas counties.
Over 37% of all new dollars that came into the state budget this year, approximately $1.3 billion, over 37% of that has gone towards education.
According to the governor's office, currently more than $7 billion go into education spending. But Colorado Education Association says while technically they have control over how to spend the money, there isn't enough to go around because schools are still significantly underfunded by $822 million just this year. Wilson says they're working on bringing the number down by stabilizing the budget impacted during the recession. This year, they've added $150 million, reducing the underfunding gap to $672 million. Not much, but Wilson says it's a step towards bringing our Colorado's school funding problems to an end Colorado teachers believe could come on Friday. In Denver, Sally Mamdouh, Denver 7.
And teachers could make a statewide push to increase teacher funding, but to make that work, they would have to do something about Amendment 23. That amendment was passed at the turn of the millennium to make sure Colorado schools kept pace with inflation. However, lawmakers leveraged a loophole to make substantial funding cuts.
We have a constitutional problem that has been driving the underfunding of our schools, and our legislature needs to step up and help take the lead to solve that problem.
Now, teachers could also try to mount a ballot challenge to Tabor, the Taxpayers' Bill of Rights, or the Gallagher Amendment, which deals with property tax. Either move would free up more money for education at the state level, but so far, teachers have not shown interest in either strategy. Now, our coverage of the teacher walkouts starts bright and early tomorrow morning. Our team of broadcast and digital reporters will be all over this story throughout the night and through tomorrow, starting on Denver 7 at 4:30 in the morning. We'll be pushing important updates to the Denver 7 app and our Facebook pages throughout the day.